Hello and welcome to NSIQ Infotech channel. This is the first video on Lightning Web Component for beginners. In this video, we will be discussing Lightning Web Component Introduction. So the agenda of this video is Introduction to Lightning Web Component, Benefits of Lightning Web Component, Tools for Lightning Web Component, Lightning Web Component Structure, and Decorators of Lightning Web Component. So moving to the topic, Introduction to Lightning Web Component. Before that, what is Web Component? So, Web Components are a set of web platform APIs that allow you to create new custom, reusable, encapsulated HTML text to use in web pages and web apps. Custom components and widgets built on the Web Component standards will work across modern browsers and can be used with any JavaScript library or framework that works with HTML. So now, what is LWC or Lightning Web Component? Lightning Web Component is the Salesforce implementation of that new breed of lightweight framework built on web standards. Lightning Web Component is a new programming model to develop Salesforce Lightning components. It's a UI framework that is built using native HTML and modern JavaScript. It uses core web component standard and leverages custom elements, templates, decorators, modules, shadow DOMs, and other new languages construct available in ECMAScript 7. Benefits of Lightning Web Component. First is site loading speed. What is site loading speed? It refers to how quickly a browser can load fully functional web page from a given site. And hence, LWC is faster and gives better performance because it is lightweight framework built on web standards. Also, no added abstraction layer renders. Hence, LWC is faster. Next is easy learning. The Lightning Web Component script uses HTML and JavaScript language. That means tasks are more comfortable to do. Next is best performance. As Lightning Web Component built on web components, it makes LWC extremely lightweight and efficient in memory management. That's the reason LWC runs much faster. Another is debugging made easy. Debugging is significantly easier from LWC. Different Salesforce discussion forums address and executes the step-by-step debugging topic very quickly. Easy to ramp. How LWC is easy to ramp? As no additional framework is needed to learn to develop LWC, so the transition for the developer is a lot easier. Standardize. As Lightning Web Component use core web components, it offers everything needed for the blazing fast performance of browsers. It uses common coding languages like CSS, JavaScript, and HTML. Inbuilt browser security features. Lightning Web Component has inbuilt browser security features driving it out of the box usage. It focuses on actions like button presses and clicks determining the flow of movement. The Lightning Web Component supports these actions. Versatility. Lightning Web Component utilize full encapsulation, so components are more versatile. Lightning Web Component structure. Lightning Web Component is formed with the help of HTML, JavaScript, CSS as an option, and XML configuration file, which all defines the metadata value for the component. Before moving to the structure of Lightning Web Component, first we understand the naming convention of LWC's files. So, file must begin with a lowercase letters. It must contain only alphanumeric or underscore as a special character. It must be unique in the namespace. It cannot include white space or a blank space between the name. Though it allows underscore, but it cannot end with an underscore. It cannot contain a hyphen or a dash. This is one example of naming convention first underscore 123. It accepts the uppercase, but at the beginning it only accepts the lowercase. It must not end with an underscore. So the first file is .html structure. The power of Lightning Web Component is the templating system, which uses a template root tag in your HTML template. You can also use nested template tag to work with directives. Now, what is HTML template directives? A directive is a special attribute that adds dynamic behavior to an HTML template. It supports LWC preserve comments. Preserve HTML comments so that they are rendered in the DOMs. LWC render mode that gives light, such as query selector. Nested template tags supports for each array. For each array includes for item and for index. For each array iterates over an array and renders a list. Another thing is if true or false, which give expression. Next is iterator and iterator name. Next file is .js file, or we can say JavaScript file. As you know, LWC uses the core concept of web standards, and JavaScript is the main programming or scripting language to handle web application. So which tasks are handled by JavaScript? Shadow DOMs, web components, custom elements, modules, ECMAScript 7, events, standard elements, rendering, templates, and slots are handled by JavaScript and LWC. That is the reason LWC components are doing better performance and giving better security. Another file is .xml file, which is metadata file. We get targets to deploy components for different pages like the app page, record page, home page, etc. So this is the basic structure of .xml file. Over here we have to do it true, and in targets we have to give where the component should set, like whether it is Lightning home page, Lightning record page, Lightning app page, etc. So our next topic is decorators of LWC. What are decorators of Lightning Web Component? Decoratives are that which add functionality to a property or a functions. Decorators dynamically alter the functionality of property or functions. There are three types of decorators. First, @API. Second, @track. Third, @wire. @API is used to publicly expose a variable or functions and make property reactive. That is, with @API we can expose a public property. Public property are reactive. If the value of public property changes, the component re-renders. So when a component is re-rendered, all the expression used in templates are re-evaluated once again. Next is @track. It is used to make variable private but reactive. Tracked properties are also called private reactive properties. So here we can say that with @track we can expose a private reactive property. Here reactive means if there is any change in JavaScript property, the component will re-render and all the expression used in the template will be re-evaluated again. The properties which must be used within the components where it has been defined are termed as private property. So it can only be changed within the component where it is defined. Another is @wire. Lightning Web Component use a reactive wire service to read Salesforce data. That is, it is reactive by nature. Component use @wire in their JavaScript class to specify an Apex method. While using the @wire to call the Apex method from a class, the Apex method must always be annotated with @aura enable cacheable equals to true. Those Apex methods which are not cacheable equals to true cannot be called via @wire decorator.